I'm Stephanie, and welcome to Blumination, a positive living channel. At least I think it is. I don't know, I'm sort of figuring this out as I go. But you know, those of you out there who know me know that I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and that leads us to our topic for today, which is now, right now, is the time. It's the time. Time for all of us. And time for what? It's time for us to step into that thing that we've been wanting to do. Like, it's actually like yesterday was the time. And some of my friends out there, you know, I have friends who've like released a book recently, or they've done, you know, like their album or whatever it is. And they've inspired me also to just step into this. And I'm hoping to pay it forward to let you know now is the time for us to step into that thing. It's time for us to bloom and embrace our power. And I know some of you might have heard me say this in August, and it was the idea of being shit shifters or perception shifters, right? So taking the caca of life, transmuting it into fertilizer so we can bloom. And what that does is it gives the power back to us. It gives us the opportunity to say, okay, yeah, these things happen to me, or yeah, I've got this programming that I'm trying to deal with, or this shadow I'm dealing with. But you know what? I can face it, I can perceive it in a different way and use it as a motivation to bloom. Why is now the time? Well, number one, you know, the world needs your passions. The world needs us to be healed, because if we have healed individuals who are doing things that, you know, align with who they truly are, then we have individuals who aren't looking to fill the void with others. You know, they're not looking to others for them to be who they are. They're actually looking within themselves. And yes, it's not easy, I know that, but it lasts so much longer than looking outside of yourself to fill the void. And this promotes a healthy environment, and this also promotes people who are like, you know, problem solvers and not victims. The other reason is because, you know, it's never going to be the right time. Maybe you also want to start a YouTube channel. You know, I have a best friend who's also been wanting to do this. And, you know, it's the time. And I could be like, oh, you know, there's a bunch of noise happening in the background right now. I had a microphone I had purchased, but then I forgot, or I couldn't find my little, you know, adapter for my phone, the lightning cable. And I was like, oh, I could easily just not make this video today. But, you know, it's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be the right time. And you just got to do it, you know, figure it out as you go, and it's okay. So what is that thing for you that you've been wanting to do? Is it, you know, just maybe releasing something that no longer serves you? Is it, you know, creating something that you've been wanting to create, or maybe learning how to dance or whatever? It doesn't have to be for the world. This is for you too, you know, this is for you. Because when you feel like your true self, it's just, it's a different game. And people might think that you're not, you know, ready. They might say, oh, your light's not bright enough, or, you know, you've got work to do, or you're not strong enough to face that addiction, or whatever it is. You know, validate their opinions, sure, that's your opinion, but that's a reflection of them, you know. We're all sort of doing the best that we can, and we have to step up and say, no, this is what I need. This is what I want, and I have to just not care what other people are going to think, and the right people will show up. You probably know this. I believe this has been shared quite a bit on the internet, but there have been studies that have shown that people who are dying on their deathbed, they regret not what they did, but what they didn't do. And I don't want us to be that. I don't want us to be at our deathbed and say, man, I really wish I honored what was inside of me. I wish I would have let that go. I wish that I would have done that project. I wish I would have traveled the world. You know, all those things that many people wish that they could have done. And we don't want to be those people. We don't want to be getting swept away by the needs of others, or, you know, we love everybody. We want to be givers, right? I mean, I'm a giver. I love taking care of people. It's a part of who I am, and I love that part about myself, and I love being that for people, as I'm sure maybe if you're a giver as well, you know how that goes. But there comes a point where you have to set some boundaries, because otherwise you're going to be that person on your deathbed wishing that you did things And I say, let's not be taken by the waves of minutia or the minute details that can consume our lives. Let's not be taken by those waves and or even surf those waves. Let's create our own waves and surf those instead. Be creators. And that actually is this little book I have. It's Be a Mermaid and Make Waves, and it's my little Blumination book. And one of my best friends gave this to me a while back, and I'm finally using it, Chelsea. But it is dear to my heart, you know. Embrace that power within yourself and, you know, make waves. Ride those waves out. Another way of looking at this is from a quote from The Alchemist: to fulfill one's destiny is one's only obligation. Do I have that right? Let me see. To realize one's destiny is one's only obligation. And I know that sounds harsh, right? It's like, yeah, but my parents are expecting me to do this, or yeah, I went to school for that, I should be doing that, or should. You know, don't should on yourself, right? Don't expect yourself to have to do the things that other people are expecting of you, because really down the road you're gonna be like, man, like I should have just, you know, embraced who I was and done it. Of course, I know that parents have to do what they have to do, and you have to put the needs of your children first. And that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is the, you know, expectations of your, you know, society, and you know, don't question this, and you know, gotta do that. You gotta follow this formula, and don't question things, and you know, no, like question things. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, is this belief mine? Like, do I actually want to do this? Do I actually, you know, want to believe this? Let's not be martyrs. Like, I understand what now more than I understand. And I've been working on these things for a while, to draw boundaries, to not be a martyr, to not overgive to the level where it's going to hurt me and it's going to hurt my heart. Because the truth of the matter is, a martyr is going to burn out. You'll burn out. Like, it's inevitable. A lot of sickness comes from the caregivers, the givers who are always giving. And it is important to give, but you've got to also give to yourself. There needs to be a balance. There needs to be harmony. And imagine if we are all starting to draw these boundaries and starting to invest in ourselves and starting to really step up into our power. Imagine what the world would look like. It would look so different. You might say, Steph, oh, that's great, you know, like, you know, okay, these ideas, yeah, sure, awesome, great, good for you, like, whatever, you know. And I understand that too, but really it's practical. We can take this into a practical daily routine and make some steps towards it. And what I found has been really helpful is breaking it down into 3 steps. So the first step is know what you want. Know what you want. So maybe you don't know what you want yet. Maybe it's been shoved in the you know, deep like recesses of your mind, of that deep dark part of your subconscious. And maybe it's something that you do know that keeps coming back into your heart, that keeps being reminded, no, you need this, you need this. And you know, it's whatever that thing is for you, know what it is and know what it looks like, what it feels like. And you can take it one step further, and there's a worksheet that you can do. Tim Ferriss has on his website some PDFs, and you can look up Dreamline. I think just like type in Dreamlining Tim Ferriss PDF, and you should be able to find that. But it's in one of his books, but you can definitely use that as a kind of a guide to gauge not just what it is, but kind of how to go about it with, like, you know, what's expected with cost and what's expected with energy and all of that sort of thing. And so, you know, there are tools out there to help you kind of get a grasp of what it is that you want to do and how to approach it in a very practical way. The second thing we want to do is, you know, if you choose to, but the second thing that is helpful is to know why you're doing what you're doing, because I tell you what, like, I've gone through some struggles just trying to get these first videos up, and the thing that's like been helping me is just remembering why I'm doing it. Remembering that my heart is not going to let me not do this. It's just not, you know. And also, I want to connect with other like-minded individuals, and I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm not expressing my truth. Like, I know I'm not the only one out there thinking about these things, and I want to find those people. And maybe you're one of those people, maybe you aren't. But either way, like, whether or not 3 people like this video or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, what matters is that in my heart, it just keeps coming back. So it's got to be done. And whatever that is for you. So that's important. So why are you doing what you're doing? And the third step is have faith. Like, I'm talking about faith in yourself, you know, in what it is and who you are. Because that, you know, that is so powerful when you have faith in who you are. And, you know, you're not going to please everybody. It's impossible. You're not going to make everybody happy. And you know, all that really matters is that you are making yourself happy, because that energy is going to emanate out into the world, and the right people will show up. I can definitely tell you that the people, I don't have like a ton of friends at this point in my life. I have like a few friends that I know like love me for who I am, and the right people will show up. And my hope is to find more people in the future, right? Like, but that doesn't happen just by sitting at home and saying like, oh, I want to do that, or that would be nice. You know, it's by doing action. Action is the key. So having faith, right? Some things to keep in mind in regard to all of this is that when you start to embrace your power, you get a pushback. Not all of the world is going to want, I mean, it's not that they don't want. I don't think that people actually consciously don't want you to grow. I think that it triggers stuff inside of them in their shadow. And it can, yeah, myself included, like we all go through this process. It's a matter of working through it, you know. And so some people might try to like reel you back in. Oh, I really need you for this though, and I really need your help with that. And oh, you know, like, oh, I know you had plans to do that, but I really need you today. And yes, we want to be there for them, but you gotta like put yourself first at some point, you know. And part of kindness is saying no. I like truly get that now. Part of kindness is saying no, because you're embracing something that's a gift, really. You're giving them the opportunity to step up and be independent. You know, or you're giving them the opportunity that they can find someone else that might fit that better. And we send love out to those people, and we will be there for them as best as we can. But really, again, the alchemist quote, you know, to realize one's destiny is really your obligation, because that's what's really going to inspire people, and they'll get it, you know. And we don't want to be those people, right? I mean, I know I don't want to be that person that's looking at someone who's having abundance and having, you know, all these beautiful opportunities and saying, oh, why isn't that me, and what about me? And you know, I don't want to be that person. I want to stand in my power. And I think that a lot of people are out there thinking the same thing, that, you know, it's really time for us to shine together and embrace these unique gifts that we have together as a collective, and raise this earth's like vibration or mentality or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's like raising the quality of life by being supportive to each other rather than combative or comparing ourselves to each other. So if you feel inclined to do so, comment down below what it is that you want to create. You know, or if you want to let go of something or whatever it is, you know, if you want that community support, I would love to help support your dreams as best as I can. I will definitely, you know, encourage anyone to share that if they feel comfortable, and know that you're not alone. I support your dreams. I support who you are. And I just want us all to you know, ascend into a better state of living. To be there for each other, but also to just be there for ourselves, you know, and really explore what it is that makes us who we really are, and not based on all the previous notions and the feelings of unworthiness and lack, because we're more than that. And it's my intention and my hope and my wish that, you know, and my reality that I'm creating, that we all transform into the highest versions of ourselves and embrace the highest outcome together. So thank you so much for listening this far. I know this is kind of a little bit of a longer video, but I have more to come, and they are not all going to be like this, but it's a journey, like I said. So if you want to come along this journey with me, you know, welcome. You're welcome. If you don't want to, I totally understand. And if you did vibe, please do subscribe. And no, I'm not going to say that every time, but I just wanted to say it once. But yes, really though, if you would like to take this journey with me, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. And thank you so much. I send so much love to all of you. Bye.